Sci-Fi Buzz commentator Harlan Ellison invited us over recently to meet Ditmar winner Terry Dowling. A Ditmar, by the way, is the Australian equivalent of a Hugo. Terry has won 9 of them.
Terry, how many works have you done now?
3 so far, 3 collections.
Now, am I correct that the first one, which is called Rhinoceros, which is a story cycle, was called the work of a brilliant writer by Locus, the leading newspaper of the science fiction world?
They were generous.
In fact, you're being humble, because what they said was that you were as good as Cordwainer Smith, and they said, Cordwainer Smith, come again. Now, how does it feel to be a talent of remarkable quality totally ignored in America?
This is what, well, I guess what we can really talk about here is the population is larger here, so you usually pitch to the largest buying market, demographic-wise. Australians buy more books than the American population per capita. So we tend to be more difficult to read. I think that's what I'm discovering.
Are you saying that science fiction in Australia is more complex, deeper, more philosophical? Is that?
Writers like Damien Broderick, difficult writer, very idiosyncratic, very quirky, and myself, I must admit. The Americans therefore see you as the publishers as challenging, which is a nice way of talking about it.
Okay, well now the reason you're being interviewed by Sci-Fi Buzz is because this week your book, Rhinoceros, miraculously has been picked up by the Science Fiction Book Club.
Yes, it has.
I mean, you've done an amazing thing. A book that was not published in America in any way, in any form. They've taken it for a hardcover. So you're now over here in America. Are you gonna try and write for the American audience, or are you gonna maintain your standards and write for the audience?
I'd like to try and stay with the standard for a while that I'm keeping. I don't want to come down, because I know I can. In Australia, they analyse my work as being first-year postgrad standard of English.
Really?
Yeah, which shocked me, because I didn't think it was that hard. But it's that trend towards subliteracy. People do not read as comfortably as they used to, so you've got to water down the level of English. And boy, we lose a lot. We lose a lot. We can't use the word E-double-R. We have to say, made a mistake. You can't go around saying, I erred. People say, you erred what? So the language is becoming debased, and we're using more words to say fewer things. And I don't like doing that. I like to leave it to the reader to help me in the making, just like you do. So,
well, you're also a musician, aren't you?
And use cadence and rhythm very much. So I read a passage aloud to see how it sings. And I think that's part of the secret. I think that's part of the magic.